Golf Central. Brought to you by Titleist.
The third round of the U.S. Women's Open at Cordoval. Everyone chasing Seung-Hoon Park to start Saturday. But how'd things shake out with 54 holes in the books? On the PGA Tour champions, John Daly, still searching for not only his first top 10, but his first W on the senior circuit. Highlights from the Dick's Sporting Goods Open ahead. And we're speaking of Long John. We're counting down the days until the Open at Royal Troon. In doing so, we're taking a look back at one of the most improbable runs at St. Andrews back in 1995. Something a lot of guys who haven't already qualified would love to replicate. There are 4 spots, remember, on the line this week at the Scottish Open, sort of the story within the story. So let's see third round highlights from Castle Stewart. And it was another typical Scottish day, if you will. A little rain, not quite as windy. Here's Martin Keimer.
And this second hole really has been a great start for the players, and Martin Keimer, they're getting off to the very best of starts.
Drops in an eagle. He shot 60-80, 6 back of the leader. Padraig Harrington on the 4th.
Well, a little bit of a struggle today for Harrington, shooting 72, only hit 12 greens in regulation. But this was a beauty right here on the par 3.
One of the few highlights is he lost ground thanks to that 72. He's still at 5 under, 7 back. Brandon Grace.
And you can see that the weather's just started to take a little turn for the worse. The grass gets a little bit wetter, a little bit thicker and heavier. And this, he's wanting it to be lucky, but it's not going to be that way.
He'd shoot a 2 over par, 74, and fall back on that leaderboard. Andy Sullivan chipping in the 15th.
Well, here's a man that made 2 eagles today, so very fortunate. And this one almost goes in. He would make par. Nice up and down.
He would card a 68, so he's at 8 under. 4 shots back. Danny Lee, par 3 11th.
And this one playing quite short today, only 141 yards. So players really able to try and go out at it, take advantage, and even in these tough conditions, umbrellas are up, but greens are soft.
So he's in a good spot thanks to a Saturday 70 at 9 under par. Graham McDowell for birdie on the 15th. He's been known to drop a few of these.
Well, 14, 15, 16. He runs in 3 straight birdies, 4 birdies on the back 9. Graham McDowell has not made a bogey on the back 9 this week.
Look, dialed in, G-Mac with the 69. Matteo Manacero.
And you can see the conditions are starting to deteriorate, having to play a low one, judging the release perfectly.
I'd have to agree with that observation. As he drops it in, part of the 68. It's getting him to 10 under. They're all chasing Alexander Noren.
Well, this par 3, 219 yards, and that's a good sign.
Doesn't even look at it.
That is a great sign and a great golf shot.
Rolls it into a couple feet. He'd make birdie, get to 11 under, then to close out his round.
And putting back into the wind, you can see with the umbrella there. Oh, and that he's got to be happy to get back into the clubhouse with that weather setting in.
You could say that.
Yeah.
Here's the leaderboard with 54 holes in the books from the Aberdeen Asset Management Scottish Open. And Alexander Noren, thanks to that flurry of birdies coming in, he has a 2-shot advantage. Tyrrell Hatton somehow fired a 66. That wasn't even the low round of the day. As you see just on the first page of the leaderboard, Justin Walters, 65, vaulted him all the way up to a tie for 4th. Here's Noren with the cast of characters trying to chase him down.
I mean, the front 9 was all right weather, but then on the back 9 it got pretty bad. Managed to, stay patient, and I'm really happy coming down with a decent score.
Very difficult. I mean, I'm happy I shot somewhere on the par today. Days like this, you just gotta grind. I wasn't hitting my driver and long game very well today. Had a lot of missed shots off the tee, and I wasn't able to hitting it close enough with the second shots to give me a birdie chance. And it's just weather like this. It's tough to play perfect round of golf.
It was a really tough day today again. In the morning it was really nice, and in the afternoon, late afternoon, it turned into a pretty difficult day. We're all completely wet, and it's raining hard. Yeah, I'm satisfied. I had a good round. I I made the chances when I could, and even more with the chip in on 15. So it was a good day.
Here's some of the notable names who are also in the field, what they were able to do on Saturday. Really quick, Billy, a 66 out of Henrik Stenson. He struck the ball beautifully.
Yeah, no bogeys today. He's driving the ball beautifully. He's only missed 3 fairways all week.
Let's shift the focus, though, to the leader, Alexander Norn. Able to handle the conditions. He's put together a splendid 54 holes. What's been clicking?
Well, his ball striking, and Karen and I were talking about it, and he finished 8th at the French Open last week, and so the ball striking is good, and you know, those changes. But here's a guy that, even though he's only won 4 times on the European Tour, here's a guy that 3 of those 4 wins, he had the lead, so he's kind of comfortable out there in the lead going forward, and if the conditions remain bad, I think he's kind of the guy that everyone's going to have to chase down because his ball striking is on the mark right now.
We've been waiting for Matteo Manassero to kind of come out of hibernation. What do you make of his performance on Saturday?
Well, so far it's been tremendous. He's had a great week, and everything has been pointing him towards a good result. He's been playing well the last 5 events. He's made 4 cuts, so his progression has been good. I think it's a little bit too much to ask to expect to see him go ahead and get the win this week. I think, but it's great for his confidence. He can go ahead and chalk it up as a great experience. Things are moving in the right direction. He's starting to hit more greens in regulation. It really fell off when he started to try and gain more distance with his driver, which he actually did do. He's gained 10 yards, but not hitting greens in regulation can hurt a player. So, but now he's got back up there.
And he's a guy who has closed out a few tournaments, especially as a teenager.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty remarkable what he was able to do. We've still got a lot more to get to on Golf Central. How did world number 1 Lydia Ko do on Saturday? Was she able to make a run to the top spot on the leaderboard at the 71st U.S. Women's Open? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Golf Central is brought to you by the Titleist Pro V1 and Pro V1X. Make a difference in your game. Shipsticks, the largest golf bag shipping company in the world, simplifying the way you travel.